Three-year-olds were led by Farnan. He compacted and Rothfire pounced. Robert Heathcote has got a very, very, very good horse. Jimmy Byrne, last win at Rosehill, 2011 on Pain in the Glass. Let's catch up with the winning jockey, Jim Byrne.
Looks like we're here for the long haul. He's a sort of horse that you're kind of new in your own mind. Of course, he's untested up against this sort of company. It's obviously the best field he's raced since. And he'll get better after this. What
were you thinking when, Hugh, there was a bit of sort of talk before the race about how the tactics were going to play out. What were you thinking initially when you jumped out the gates?
I thought if I could set up a decent tempo that Huey may back off, but that wasn't the case. They were pretty stern, hard, fast to want to lead. As I said previously, we've been doing a lot of work with him and working him in behind runners. He was doing that as a 2-year-old, but he was just better than him. So. Look, we've done a lot of work with the horse. Congratulations to Rob and all the team. I'm just glad it's his horse I've come down for.
And he's a horse that you feel still can improve after today's effort, because obviously first up.
Yeah, correct. We hadn't gone right to the edge of him yet. He was obviously missed a trial, and coming into this today, we just did a track gallop whilst it was sizzling. It's nothing like a trial, so he'll get better again.
And the Everest is obviously Golden Rose first, but the Everest is well on the cards. You have a slot. Looks like he can be an Everest winner. Yeah, look, it's obviously he's got to continually take steps forward, and they're raising the bar with him every time. But he's the right horse for it, and his demeanour, you only have to watch the way he walks around. He's never been here before, and he takes it all in his stride. So. Well, welcome to Sydney. Welcome back to Sydney, I should say.
Okay, thank you.
7 from 8 now for Rothfire, just standing there. He's just so relaxed, the 3-year-old gelding. He looks like he'll take anything in his stride. The Makybe Diva, a Group 1 at Flemington next. Let's meet some of the contenders.
Flemington's first Group 1 of the season is headlined by Danny O'Brien's Russian Camelot.
And he's king of the castle, Russian Camelot.
Resuming after his scintillating SA Derby win. The Makybe Diva is the first of many big spring goals for the regally bred stallion. After a third in the Winx Stakes, Fierce Impact moves to Melbourne to chase our third Group 1.
It's all Fierce Impact.
As does the Team Hawks trained Master of Wine, who will try and recapture his impressive autumn form.
Very promising start, a dominant win today.
The South Aussies are in form, and Leon McDonald brings across the ever-consistent Dalasan.
Dalasan racing away.
And the West Australians are again a force.
Perfect Jewel.
Perfect Jewel is back after her strong win in the Cockerham. Chris Waller knows how to get the best out of old legs. After a third in the PB Lawrence, Kingswell Dream is again a spring player. He won this race last year at 100 to 1.
It's a massive boil over.
And with new trainer Peter Moody, Gadding is back looking to pull off another upset. Throw in the winner of the ATC Derby.
Quick thinker holds on.
VRC Derby.
To win the Derby.
And Oaks.
He's toughing it out. Miami Badminton.
And this Group 1 weight for age field is jam-packed with talent.
Absolutely it is. There's Cups winners, Derby winners, Group 1 winners all over the place. Fierce Impact looks as though he's going to be battling out favouritism with Russian Camelot, who under Johnny Allen won the South Australian Derby. Ollie on board Russian Camelot today. Danny O'Brien's got Vow and Declare and Russian Camelot. We'll get a thought from Danny in just a moment. But when you have a look at this field, it is packed full of quality. And there's Russian Camelot looking absolutely outstanding. The spring weather has come and the winter coats have disappeared. Let's get to Richo, who has caught up with the man that had such a wonderful spring with the Cup and the Oaks and then the Derby in South Australia.
Yeah, we were hoping the rain was going to come for her. She really appreciates soft ground, and it looks like it's not going to come. So still expecting her to go out there and run well, but she would have been a much better chance on a wet track.
I've deliberately left the boom horse for third because everyone wants to talk to you about Russian Camelot. How is he?
He's superb. No, he's had a really good winter since he went to Adelaide. He's furnished into a lovely. He's an autumn 3-year-old from the Northern Hemisphere now, and he looks in great order. You'll be thrilled when you see him in the yard. But really aware that it's a pretty big essay for him.
But you've got an eye towards the Cox Plate. Do you ride him accordingly?
Danny O'Brien trying to win his 20th Group 1. Ollie is 120th, and well, here's the Cup winner, one of his 3 runners, Craig Williams on board.
Yeah, we say it every year, but it really is a race that shapes the spring, and this bloke, obviously in that category, he was super first up last prep in the Australian Cup, but that was 2,000. This is 1,600. He's got a target in mind, but it's probably not the first Saturday in September.
And we're going to skip down to Fierce Impact, who's going to be jostling with favouritism. Mark Zara on board, won the Turek and the Cantala at this distance, ran well fresh.
Yeah, it was a good return in the Winx, wasn't it? He chased very elegant right to the line, and he's just a bullseye miler. He steps up here second up, which is his pet distance, and as you said, the Cantala last time. He's on a Cox Plate path this time around. Like, they've previously restricted him to 1,600 in Australia, but they think he'll get out to 2,000, so he's the one to beat for mine in this race today.
Nolan and Moody combine. We know how that works. Getting 100-to-1 winner last year for Darren McAuliffe.
He was the longest price winner ever, Haim, of the race. Now, only two horses have won this race twice, Sailor's Guide and Chiquita, both famous names in the 1950s. So he's already broken the bank once last year. Can he do it again? I doubt it.
Lavendi, 2018 ATC Derby winner, fitter for some recent trials, but others, well, when you look at the price, are clearly preferred.
Yeah, well, it just seems like a lifetime ago, that Derby winner. He was a really progressive horse at that stage. He's only had 3 runs since then, and none of them have been terrible. He's only been beaten 4 lengths, 3 lengths and 6 lengths. He's had a fractured pelvis in the meantime. You just hope he shows something for connections that give him some hope for the longer races.
Chris with an old warrior.
Talk about coming back from injury, as Henry was just talking about that one. 3rd time in the race too, Haim. He was 2nd a couple of years ago. Kingswood Dream 8th last year. Of course, he won the Turnbull after that. He's a Group 1 winner at Flemington. I thought his first up run was really, really good. John McNeil, 3 placings today. Chris Waller, don't have to say any more, do we? Sosie Bond, well, no, for mine, he's going well. I mean, he's much maligned. We know that. He's won a lot of money. He's won 5 races out of 53. I just don't see him beating 12 Group 1 winners, and that's what he's going to have to do today to win this race.
Master of Wine, what did you make of his fresh run?
Yeah, a bit inconclusive. He sort of was back and wide there and wasn't really a guide, just couldn't get in the race. As Wayne said prior to this race, he's just been looking forward to getting into the mile here on the big stretches of Flemington, and he's attractively rated in the Cups with 53.5, so he probably goes this, then a Turnbull in the Caulfield Cup.
Won a big race warning at this track before, Bruce?
Yes, goes hand in hand with Vow and Declare. But done your declaration of war. What a few days he had this side with this bloke on the Derby and then Vow and Declare in the Cup. Probably want to have a good look at him hitting the... I don't think he can win.
Delisand, 3rd start this prep, 2nd and a 3rd.
Yeah, well, he was a $1.40 favourite last time and got beaten on that Morpheville Parks track, and he's a versatile horse, but not versatile enough to win on the Parks track. It's a tricky little track there. He's won down the straight at Flemington. He's won over the mile here in the Carbine Club. He's a good horse, and he's a good chance in this race today.
Quick Thinker, ATC Derby winner this distance, and the more it rains, the more Quick Thinker will like it.
And hey, Michael D, Baker and Forsman.
Yeah.
The chosen one already today. So, and this bloke, look, he's a very, very good horse. He was impressive on that heavy track and that Derby. Let's see how he comes back as a 4-year-old. He's one of 3 Derby winners in the race, and this is the one that caught our eye in Adelaide. The weird thing about this bloke, Haim, I thought he'd be a Flemington star. He's only 2 defeats have been at Flemington. He hasn't won there, but he might change all that today.
Perfect Jewel, race closer at Caulfield. Pretty dominant win, fitter, extra distance you think would suit?
Yeah, well, she was 8 weeks between runs there and 2,000 back to 1,200, but she does have a really good fresh record over those shorter courses. Just would have been wanting the rain to fall today, I'd say, and they haven't had it, so she's a bit of a query, even though she's from Perth on those really firm tracks.
The Oaks winner, the 3rd of Danny O'Brien's runners.
And Haim, 12 Group 1 winners of the race, 7 of them are Group 1 winners at Flemington, including this girl. When she won the Oaks, we thought, wow, we've got something here. Hasn't quite done it. Had that sort of short autumn. Her first up run was a bit weird. She looked like she was going to run a long last, but she got going late against, but Owslin won the race. It was Owslin walked into the mounting yard for this race, Haim, they'd send him back.
Let's get to Brett Finch from PointsBet for the market.
Round the back, boys. Time to go.
Money has come for Sydney visitor Fierce Impact. He's been $5.50 into a $4.20 favourite. Interestingly, no horse who raced in Sydney the start prior has won over a mile at Flemington in 2 years. Russian Camelot, well, punters reckon he's more Siberia than St Petersburg. He's been pretty cold in betting. $3.50 out to $4.40.
Getting stuck behind them. So it's going to be really interesting. Those good horses like Russian Camelot, they really need to find a nice spot, but it's going to be tricky for them.
Dean Lester, 4, 11, 14, 13, 9. To you, Richo.
Well, I think Fierce Impact's perfectly placed at weight for age at the 1,600 metres. Watch for Russian Camelot, who was an absolute standout from a mounting yard presentation. He is a beautiful boy who looks at the top of his game. He might be beaten today, but he's going to be one to beat in the Cox Plate.
Market mover, Brett.
Mate, Fierce Impact, mate. Market mover.
Okay, Fierce Impact, the market mover. Bruce?
I'm with Richo. Fierce Impact to beat Russian Camelot. 8 Group 1 winners from Flemington Hame, 8 of the 12.
Wow. It's a full house, Fierce Impact from me.
Okay. Good luck to all. Group 1 racing at headquarters. It doesn't get any better. The race named after one of the immortals of the turf, Makybe Diva. The mile, wait for age. Let's get to Matt Hill.
Is about to load in. Leon McDonald and Andrew Gluyas won this race with Southern Speed in 2012. Delasan taking a middle alley, and that will leave Sosi Bon with Dan Stackhouse to complete it. Equal favourites, $4.10 on the tote, Fierce Impact, and also Russian Camelot. Now, I've just heard via our effects microphone that Russian Camelot's going to be backed out and vetted.
That's a positive. Hopefully he stays there.
Looks okay, Bruce.
Here we go, right?
Yeah, and that's good news for everyone home, not only for today, but going forward for the spring.
Let's get to Matt Hill.
Camelot being brought forward. Goes in, and the field is set for the Group 1 Makybe Diva.
Right, clear.
Ready, and away they go. And Russian Camelot was away in the back half, but cleanly out. Lavendi jumped well, with also Perfect Jewel, Fierce Impact, Harlem, and our deep also pushing forward is Delasan. They complete the first 200 metres. Harlem led Delasan, then came around the outside. Fierce Impact to third, Perfect Jewel and Lavendi behind those horses from Quick Thinker. Oh, Gatting has broken down there by the looks of it. Gatting has gone amiss and has gone back through the field. So plenty of drama here. Russian Camelot is midfield in the early stages. Also in that group of horses is Master of Wine, a length and a half. Sosi Bon, Vow and Declare, Warning. Then Galo Shop and Princess Jenny is back through the field. Also Kings Will Dream and Miami Bound. Harlem the leader as they reach the 850 from Delasan. They haven't gone that hard. They were followed out deeper on the track, coming into the race by Russian Camelot with Quick Thinker. Camelot's 4 deep on the track. Behind those horses, Lavendi, Fierce Impact, Master of Wine and Warning. Then Vow and Declare, Perfect Jewel, Sosi Bon, Princess Jenny, Kings Will Dream. Well back, Galo Shop and Miami Bound. Into the straight, 450 to go. Harlem just in front of Quick Thinker and Delasan. Russian Camelot, 4 wide, given plenty of air. Then Fierce Impact, Lavendi. Down the outside, Master of Wine and Sosi Bon. Russian Camelot at the 250 in front. Fierce Impact coming out after it at the clock tower. It's Russian Camelot, grabbed by Fierce Impact. Delasan going with Fierce Impact. Fierce Impact just in front. Russian Camelot still coming, but Fierce Impact's holding on. Fierce Impact won it. Russian Camelot second, Photo third. We've got Sosi Bon, Delasan, Master of Wine. Behind those, Harlem, Perfect Jewel, then Lavendi, Kings Will Dream. Then came Warning. Next to clock in was Galo Shop, Quick Thinker. Well back, Vow and Declare, Princess Jenny. And unfortunately, Gatting has gone amiss after 400 metres and was pulled up out of the race.
Well, that's the real sadness of the race. Thoughts are with all those involved in getting so much work goes to getting them to the track. But Fierce Impact, he had a great position in the race. Russian Camelot came again and was so brave, Bruce, but the market got it right.
They did, and it was a beautiful ride, wasn't it, by Mark Zara. And for Matthew Smith, he's placed this horse so well. So he's now won 3 Group 1s at a mile, Hame, 2 of them at Flemington. He's an entire by Deep Impact, who's no longer with us. Now, we've talked about what he's worth. We saw one of the great runs there. Now, I don't say that lightly. This is a remarkable animal, Russian Camelot. Henry, that was just outrageously good.
I'm with you, Bruce. He sort of began okay and was midfield, but he just never got a chance to get in and covered significant ground right from probably the 1200 metre mark, I suppose, and you know, probably 6 and 7 wide on the loop, covering ground, working. He was entitled to drop off, especially fitness-wise first up, but he just kept coming on the line, didn't he? He's got an amazing capacity, this horse.
From a Danny O'Brien point of view, Bruce, he's got smiles with Russian Camelot without winning. Vow and Declare, you can see they're going over the line, and Miami Bound was, other than getting, a long, long way off them.
And going forward, hey, Master of Wine runs a good third as well. So going forward, this has got so much to offer the spring. This is a serious horse, we know that. Any 3 Group 1 winner and all of that mile, and he's worth a lot of money. But the second and third horses as well were fantastic. But this horse right in the middle of the screen there is something quite special.
Almost run of the day for you? At
yep.
Flemington at least.
No, it's the run of the day.
Fierce Impact, well done, Mark Zara. Beautiful ride, Russian Camelot, so brave. Delasan, you can see on the rail.